What it doing, means we out here with a donation. This time we're checking out some more Aviators, Scarlet Vow. Let's go ahead, shut up, and turn it up. Halloween song. Just in time. Oh wow, it's got that 80s feel, especially when you kind of hear that snare. And now I'm starting to think about all these 80 horror movies. I'm just sitting here thinking of people getting chased by, like, when did Michael Myers? That's a 90s thing. I can't think of what Friday the 13th. Is that an 80s horror movie? Is Halloween 80s? I'm not sure if that's like early 90s, late 80s, but that's what I'm thinking about right now. Although this is a little bit more upbeat, still get that ominous feel. It's almost kind of got like a synth wave type of feel to it as well. Or it does. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was my headphones that were like glitching and everything, but that was a very creative use of distortion, right? Because it almost kind of sounds like it's clipping, which is generally when music goes past kind of like the threshold, everything, and starts clipping and gives you that distortion type of sound. But that, I thought it was my headphones, and I was like, no, with Aviators, he's very good at mixing. He knows his stuff. This must be purposeful. But the interesting thing about that clipping, that buzzing sound, that distortion, is that it adds a sense of startleness, right? Because it's a little unsettling. So come on now. Come on now.
Scared off all the townsmen with a question as to why we must avoid the night and say a prayer before we die. The structure and tradition cried the minister with rage. We're burning every book that carries magic on that page. Said you'd said alright with God and tried to teach her how. Told her be a good girl, well she's stronger than you now. Casting off the shackles to reach and to give a name. But when you burns the witches always ends up in the flame. Lock your doors, she's coming back to even out the score. Vengeful spirits to the dark commands in the devil's hands. There the fires in her wrath. Scarlet Vow, taken by the girl you cast out. And not the only one with chance to sing or a prayer to break, but a patron that saves his death.
The beginning of this kind of reminded me of the movie The Village. You know what I'm saying? Especially how he kind of started off a question of the as to why and everything, put her in her place and everything. But now she's coming back. She has her own things to say. Also, I love the uneasiness of the vocal layers and everything. How he's kind of playing around with the harmony that's going on while he's singing the main part. Additionally, as I've come to learn with music by Aviators, it is mostly the mix. He's got his own mixing style, and I listen to a whole lot of songs, like lots and lots of songs on his channel and everything. His dynamics seem to be very, very under control. There's nothing that's like super blasting out, and even during some of the climax parts of his songs, right, it still feels like it's kind of under control. I've come to learn that with all the Aviator songs, that they have this sort of balance to them, right? That's some creative mixing right there. Oh, and here's the distortion again. I like that, man.
In the night there's howling, there's silence from the pack. The cold wind carries something that alludes to an attack. She's here to light the matches with a new enchanted form, taking her own mission so the victim is reborn. Holding up the crosses and
Taking her own actions. So the victim is reborn. The victim skeletons. She's raising the dead.
Origins of the victim is reborn, holding up the crosses at the edges of the town. Believed you faith protected, but she's here to burn you down. Pray your final whispers and reflect upon your guilt. The monster you created will end everything you built. Aviators, she's coming back to even out the score. Vengeful spirits in the dark commands.
This is kind of reminding me of a Metallica video that I watched. Now that I watched that, I can't remember the title of it, but essentially it was about all of the raised up in a Christian home and was pretty much shied away, not shied away, but sheltered, like too sheltered. So when they went out and about, they experienced the world as it was, kind of like when somebody leaves from the protective guidance of their parents and now they're out on their own. Well, there are some things that happens when you shelter your kids for too long and they're not prepared for the real world, that it actually ends up turning them into something that you didn't want them to turn into. Right? I'm kind of getting those I'm getting those same vibes with this song, right? With all the sheltering, and now she's come back. Right? You done created a monster. You didn't mean to, but because of your too much sheltering, right? So it's very interesting. I got 2 kids of my own, so I don't know. It's that's the thing about parents. I'm kind of getting off track here, but that's the kind of thing about becoming a parent, that nobody ever has it figured out when it comes to raising kids. There is no right or wrong answer. You learn as you go. You know what I mean? But it's still scary though. You know.
The score, vengeful spirits in the dark commands, in the devil's hands, tell the fires in her wrath. Scarlet Vow, taken by the girl who you cast out. You're not the only one with chance to sing or a prayer to break, but her patron saint is death.
Distortions on the bass for sure. It's like 2 layers of bass here. Oh, we got the Dracula strings in here. I don't know if they've been in there before, but that's that Castlevania Dracula strings. Okay. I love the that little flam right there. I love this 80s feel so much. The way that he has the way that he's striking those keys, or maybe it's just a velocity kind of change where it's actually a couple of notes playing in the same time. Like if you got da 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 da, you can make it. You almost can make the key sound like it has a natural delay by not striking the next note with the same velocity. So it's like da, 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 da. You can achieve the same thing with a short delay, and which will basically just delay the sound forward or backwards or something like that, if I'm remembering correctly. But it gives that creepiness sound, almost kind of like that childhood kind of feel as well. Because I'm believing we're talking about somebody that's like very young, but it's got a somewhat of a whimsical feel to it. Like I'm playing around with you. You know how witches are, and playing all these little weird toy box type of sounds and everything. That's interesting. It's like a jumping out at you. Ooh, that bass.
Red magic back again when she swore herself to crimson. It granted righteous scorn. Let loose and blasphemy. Tied news upon your
Loose and blasphemy.
blood is spilled as justice, and the scarlet rain is born.
He got a chorus effect on that too, on that sound, make it wider.
Aviators, she's coming back to even out the score. Vengeful spirits
sends breath. Take me home, baby. But make sure I'm still alive. Don't burn me down, please. Gotta love those Tom rolls. Anyways, y'all let me know what y'all thought about this down in the comments. That's the end of this video. Dave's out.